Hello everyone, Randy Hawthorne here, Executive Editor of Nonprofit Hub, and it's time for a Today's Talk. And today I'm really excited because we're going to be talking about grants, and we're going to be talking about grants with Tiara Quiala. Hi, Tiara.
Hello, Randy. How are you doing?
So good. Tell us a little bit about what keeps you busy.
Mainly what's keeping me busy right now outside of coronavirus and messing everything up is my business. I run Quiala Group, and so it is an evaluation and development consulting firm. And so really what it is I help nonprofits with their development work. Many of them start off of passion alone, and that is great and awesome, but it really starts hitting them in the middle section and they never really get it together. So that is really where I lie.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a great place to lie, because that people do need a little push right at that time. I know it. I work a lot of times with people that are just starting out, and then I get to hand them over to you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So I'm glad you're out in the world, and references will be coming your way. So one of the things, because I do work with a lot of early stage nonprofits, and a lot of times they feel like grants are their answer for funding. And I think both you and I know that grant writing and grant getting is pretty tough. And I love that you talk a lot about being grant ready. So tell us a little bit about what that means.
And so grant readiness, what that means is it is your organization's ability or capacity to research, write, win, and ultimately maintain grants. And so the problem with many nonprofits is they think that, oh, I have my 501c3 status. I am grant ready. I'm going to be a grant winner. Just the millions of funds are going to be rolling into me as soon as I get my tax status. And so number one, your 501c3 is just a tax status. That's all that means. That is just for the federal government to place you in a box. That's all that means. And so grants, it takes so much. Many do not have the skills necessarily to research. They don't really know where they need to be looking. They don't really know how to write. They don't have the skills or the background or experience to write grants. And let's say on the off chance that they win. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, you've won it, that's great. But now we have to maintain. So that means you have to do evaluations, reporting, you have to keep up with, are we on budget? Are we on track to use the money correctly? All of these things, and so many nonprofits get lost along the way.
So when you work with nonprofits for grant writing, are you talking about local, federal, like what kinds of grants do you help with?
I typically help nonprofit organizations with foundation grants, just because that tends to err on the side of more so relationship building, which is something that I dig and drill into their heads. That is super important.
Yeah, that is so true. That I was talking before we got on that my goal is to always maintain a relationship with our local foundations so that I know what they're up to, and I think it's important in the readiness process to know the priorities of foundations that and I think closer to your community the better a lot of times, probably.
Absolutely.
All right, well, thank you so much, Tiara. I really enjoyed talking with you today. And thanks to all of you for tuning into today's talk. We love to celebrate those everyday wins. So if you'd like to share your story, send us a message on our Facebook page so you may be featured on a future Today's Talk. At Nonprofit Hub, we are all about community, so don't forget to follow us on the Facebooks and the Instagrams and the Twitters, and we'll follow you right back. Thanks again for joining us, and thanks for doing good in the world.